Hello there, and welcome. So it's your man in the shed. Sorry about the start there. Had to get myself out of a tight space, and it went live. So, how are we all? Wow, and it's a lovely Friday morning here in the UK. Having to go a different route today because the little bridge that I like to cross down the end of the road is being closed yet again for whatever the hell they're doing to it. So we're going to go this way, which can take a little bit longer sometimes, but more often than not it's fine. Should still be there in about half an hour's time, which is about enough time to shoot a video, be awesome, and tell the world about what's going on. So what are we going to talk about today? So coming up then we have, is it the C60, C26 or whatever it is? It's an environmental thing where all these presidents and prime ministers are all getting together to discuss the future of the planet. Like, yeah, well, that's going to help. What we need to do, people, is we need to stop using fossil fuels and start using renewable energy. The thing is, okay, to build a wind turbine, I'm sure you need to use some sort of fossil fuel to build it. But once it is actually built, then it should be fine. Surely the best type of fuel, potentially dangerous, but generally the most environmentally friendly, which isn't wind or water based, is nuclear, because nuclear is what gave us the chemistry of life. If you don't understand what I mean, hydrogen and helium are the two main gases in the universe. These are what had a nuclear fusion and created stars. So it is something which is quite natural in our solar system, galaxy, universe, is to have nuclear fusion. So therefore, I'm not saying it's environmentally friendly, but it is a naturally occurring thing which has happened. And yeah, so surely that would be the way forward, and if you can control it, the famous if there, then it can be as safe and as good as any. The small problems that you have though with nuclear fusion and nuclear is it sort of stays radioactive for a long time. But here's the thing, could we potentially put it back into, I don't know, volcano or something? Who knows? Could you imagine if we were able to somehow get it so it went into magma? Would that be a good thing? Who the hell wants to drill that hole? Sorry children. Who wants to drill that deep so that the actual could go somewhere, you know, I don't know that would work. But the biggest downfall clearly with nuclear is its waste, because coal, for example, yeah, has waste, has sludge, and that can also be dangerous, very dangerous. In fact, school in Wales which was buried by it, and many children and teachers and adults died because of it back in the 60s. So you can't take the waste out. So I suppose wind and water doesn't, you know, what happens to the wind when it passes through the turbine? Oh yeah, it carries on being wind. So I suppose I've just found my own argument wrong, but I do still go with nuclear as better than coal gas. And of course, this would not be good for countries like, for example, Saudi Arabia, where they're oil dependent. Their main income is black gold. Yeah, baby, let's sell some black gold. And of course, you now get these environmentalists who are like, no, you mustn't do that. This is the thing, right? Is, this Greta Thunberg, for example. Hi, Greta, if you're watching, you legend. Well done. But if she was watching and people say, what's she going to do about her? She needs to shut up. No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't need to shut up at all. You imbecile. She needs to keep talking. She needs to keep going on. She's obviously got a passion for it. Obviously, what she believes is right. How can you argue with that? The thing is with activists, it's one thing to be an activist, and there's another thing to be a pain. These people who are blocking roads and especially motorways, do they really think that they're going to help save the planet? Like, I will accept that now the name of whoever that cause is out there in the domain. What's it called? You remember? Something rebellion. I don't know. We can. Not interested in them anyway. But as a cause, environment rebellion, something like that. I don't care. Doesn't matter. But if what you're trying to save is the environment, then that can't be a bad thing. It'd be like, I'm not saving the environment, everything's going in my main bin. Yep, I don't care. Well, it's a very sad way to have, and anyone who thinks it's better, then they're wrong. I hope you still have a coal fire and a black and white TV. You sad little man. But, what can we do? There are certain things that have to be done, to save the planet, and one of them is to try and eliminate as much as we can fossil fuels. That means that things like coal mines we don't use anymore. We try to reduce the amount of petrol, gas and oil we use, and that's getting rather shaky. I thought that's going to come out in a minute. Don't want the phone to break, do we? That'd be terrible. Can you imagine? That flew out. We wouldn't be able to see this weird man every morning or every other day with one of his strange videos. Anyway, in a previous video, I spoke about going on holiday, which was, I have to say I do enjoy holidays, and I've not been on a holiday that I've not enjoyed. But I don't necessarily like the travelling part of holidays. That's why, as much as I would love to go to somewhere like Australia, I wouldn't enjoy the travelling part unless it was on a cruise ship, which I think would be amazing. So, would enjoy that, because the whole holiday part is the travelling, which is, that's fine. If I was to get on a train and just sit there and look out the window, yeah, I'm happy with that. The good thing, the good thing on a train is you can actually get out and wander about and look about and think, yeah, this is good, enjoying this. But when you're on an aeroplane, you can't really do that because you're going up and down the aisles. Also, a bit more space on a train. I quite like train travel. It's quick, simple, easy, generally safe. Of course, I think there are occasionally accidents, but you don't get too many train accidents. Not in this country anyway. I know around the world they may not be quite safe, but generally in the UK they are safe. As we said though, I couldn't be a train driver. I fall asleep all the time. I probably crash about 6 times a week. I don't think they'd want me, because if I sit down and I get tired, I will go to sleep. I think I'm turning into my dad there. He's quite amusing in some ways. Some of the things he does, my dad, are quite amusing. The way he will Sit in the front room, get up in the morning. Always used to, I don't know if he still does get up really early, but he always used to get up early and he'd fall asleep quite easily. And then he'd go off into his shed and do stuff which he felt needed doing, but didn't really. It's just a way of getting out and doing anything. Go in his shed and fart about a bit, and then come back in, and he'd always hold the TV controller and put on whatever channel it was he wanted to watch. So I wasn't picking my nose there. Had a better look. You know, you get an itch and it's like, looks like you're picking your nose, but you're not. But anyway, so yeah, so he'd hold the TV controller, fall asleep again, and then might have his lunch or dinner. I know, get up, go and do something again. Might actually go out somewhere, come back, sit in his chair, put telly on, hold his controller, fall asleep. And then he'll go to bed, and then he's like, oh, I didn't sleep very well last night. I couldn't get to sleep. Yeah, that's because you kept falling asleep all bloody day then. That's why. But yeah, it's him and Mum's 55th wedding anniversary this coming Friday. Did I say Friday, the beginning of this as well, by the way? Because it's Thursday today, I think. Thursday or Friday? I'm sure it's Thursday. Thinking about it, I'm sure at the beginning I said Friday. Oops. Oh well. Happy Friday, happy Thursday, everybody. I guess it's always a disappointment when that happens because you think, oh, brilliant, it's the weekend. Not that I have a weekend generally, although I am off Saturday. I have a family meal to go to, which will be nice. Get to see a few people I haven't seen for quite a while, which will be good. Look forward to that. Not really into gatherings, so part of that, not really my scene. And I'm doing free now this past month because we had Beth and Patrick's hen do, stroke stag do, which they had together because they have the same group of friends, so they thought, well, might as well do it together. A bit more fun that way. It was good. Not enough for me, to be fair. And then we have this, my parents' wedding anniversary. 55 years, it's a long time. I'm not sure what 55 years are. I will look it up. I'm going to say I might get back to you, but I probably won't. So there's that. And then we have the wedding coming up. And then not much after that, it'll be Christmas. So I enjoy Christmas, and I do enjoy that gathering. That's a bit different because it's only a small gathering. There's not too many of us, and I can enjoy that. What I don't want is to be absolutely chock-a-block with hundreds of people and some crap music I don't like, because I've got my musical tastes, and generally party music, isn't it? They tend to play a lot of Metallica, Slayer at weddings, all parties in general. Not really. Apparently Angel of Death isn't a first dance. Who knew? So yeah. So there is that. Hopefully this traffic isn't going to be too bad today. So far is looking pretty good. So hopefully shouldn't spend too long sat in traffic. No, I can't stand sitting in traffic either. Traffic, I enjoy driving, I really do. Always enjoy driving. But being sat in traffic, it's always a time when you decide, you know what, I'm doing a wee now, and then it just starts building, and then as you start to move, the vibrations go through you, and you start to really need a wee, and that's bad. It's when it then decides, you know what, I think the other end people do it, so oh God no, please don't do this. So you're there, you're desperate for a pee, you're desperate for a crap. Always when you're in a traffic jam as well. Good traffic, you don't need a pee, you don't need shit. But oh yeah, give it a traffic jam. Yeah, you can do that now. Oh, so then you're looking out for a quick which, if you know the area, is not too bad, is it? But and then if you're on the motorway, for example, you go into one of these services, which seem to be about every 8,000 miles in this country. You know, they're always closed. Always someone cleaning the toilets. How dirty are they? How dirty are the toilets that you need several people in there cleaning it? And that's what I'll come back to shortly, if I remember. Probably won't. But how dirty are these toilets? They've always got to be cleaned. Some of these toilets are massive, but you've got to walk like half a mile once you get into the services to find them. So back to the word several. So it's a bizarre word which has part of it is seven. Several, seven. Sounds like seven to me. So how can several mean three or more? Several should mean seven, not three. Why is it several and not three? So yeah, there's not much point to that argument, but it does sound more like it's going to be seven than three or more. Just saying. So when it says they were in there for several hours, should mean they were in there 7 hours, not three or more. Like, how does several become three or more? Doesn't make sense. Stupid word. Whoever thought that, you blithering idiot. It's probably that bloody William Shakespeare bloke. You know? I know you shouldn't be nasty about the dead, but he did write some absolute garbage, didn't he? Makes no sense nowadays. And I get people like him, so I'm not going to really criticise him too much. But yeah, he just made shit up, basically. Oh, there's not a word for this, forsooth. So I tell you what we do, we'll just make it up. Why not? To be or not to be, that is the question, whether it's nobler in the whatever. Yeah, all that. Bit of a Bill Shakespeare isn't for me, is all I can say. Anyway, there you go. This has all the makings of an exciting journey to work. I'm sure all my no viewers, and no one has actually, I think, actually bothered to tune in. I haven't really been paying any attention to the phone. I've just been waffling absolute garbage, but I do love the live stream when nobody, and I mean nobody, watches, because it's pretty much the same as a normal video, really. It's just that this one happens to be going out live. No notes, no plan, nothing. So, are we going to talk a bit about football then, Ant? Yeah, why not? Let's have a little chitty chat about football. So, Premier League then. Wow. Certain teams can't do much worse this week, can they? Everton have got to be a little bit more solid defensively. Norwich, 100%. And Ollie is now surely fighting for his life. And there's rumours that the main person they may want in at Manchester United is Poch. Well, the thing is, they could have got him instead of Ollie. Why did they not do it then? And I reckon if Pochettino had come in, the brand of football would have been pretty much what the fans would have wanted, because let's be fair, when he was manager of Spurs, they were able to play some beautiful football. And I didn't like Spurs, but that football was top dollar. And imagine that with a few slightly better players. No disrespect to the Spurs players, but United's players, player for player, you know, when you take certain players from it, let's say Bruno Fernandes, he is probably better than Eriksen and Dele Alli. I say probably he is. You have Ronaldo, but he's an upgrade on Harry Kane, although perhaps doesn't do quite much running as Harry Kane. Not many centre forwards don't have other centre backs during play, but there you go. I would say that Trippier is a more exciting, more dynamic right back. as Walker when he was there. But I would say he works hard. Luke Shaw, he will be quality on the left. They do need to sort themselves out defensively, and they do need to bring in a world class, or not even world class, just a good quality holding midfield player. Someone like Kante. I can't believe Kante, by the way, on FIFA is the top rated player. How does that happen? Don't get me wrong, Kante is quality, but for all the attacking assets Chelsea have got on FIFA, and Watford is Ben Foster. Really? He's 38 and he's a goalkeeper. How does he become that best player? I don't know if this is true. I've not played FIFA. Obviously Ronaldo is United, and Harry Kane is Spurs. Salah is Liverpool's. I've got the easy ones. And basically, let's see how well you know the players. And yeah, I didn't get close on half of them, but I got a few. I think the biggest problem with some of them is I don't know how to spell them. Aubameyang, how the hell do you spell that? Nick Pope, yeah, possibly could have got Nick Pope, but I would have thought that perhaps they could have come up with someone a bit more exciting than the goalkeeper as the star player of the team. No disrespect to Nick Pope or Ben Foster. Anyone else who may have been, I can't remember them all because I don't really care. But yeah, so that's that spoke about. Always enjoyed FIFA though, but they are pretty much the same, and I do love some of the faults in the modern game. I don't know if any of you have seen any of the faults on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or anything like that, but some of them are legendary. And I always like the one where the players didn't have feet, or the one where you start the game and there is a ball, but it's an invisible ball, so you can't ever actually see it. That's always fun. And sometimes you've got an invisible player, or your team's invisible. It's like, well, that's fun, but what the hell? So what I would suggest you do is decide on what ball you want, and then put that as your default ball, and then hopefully it won't keep disappearing. I did love the fact that it had all these different balls from all around the world, and it's like, at the end of the day, it's a white dot on a screen because you're not getting the logos and all that on it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It's only when you get a close-up of the ball that you see it, and to be fair, who cares? Who cares what colour it is? Who cares what the make is? Obviously, Nike, Vita, Adidas, Puma, whoever else, they can, because it's advertising for them. But me personally, not interested. Just give me a white ball. Story of my life. Just give me a white ball and I shall play football. Was one of the most annoying things of my life was the fact that people could play football incredibly well, and I would go out week in, week out, and I had about as much forgiving with a football as, when they throw a ball in at the zoo to some of the animals to play with. Yeah, I got about as much ability as them, pretty much. Which I never really got because it wasn't like I never played and practices. People say practice makes perfect. Yeah, it didn't work with me. Like keep you happy. I'm sure there are some people who can go on for hours keeping you happy. Yeah, 5 or 6 that'll do. Why the hell do you need to do it for too long anyway? But it would have been nice to have had a bit more football skill. I would have liked to have been good enough to at least play for a team. That would have been fun. I did play for a team for 2 seasons when I was a grown-up. I was pretty much goalkeeper or substitute. My main role was linesman. Yes, I was that player. I remember once they gave me Clubman of the Year. Yeah, thanks, dickhead. I at the start of the season, we handed him 20 quid to get started and play for the first few games. Surely got changed about that season. It's like the only player who never actually had to put my hand in my pocket all season because they don't charge you to be a linesman. Which reminds me of my son's team when he was with. Sadly, he's got similar skills to me. Bless him, he didn't get his grandpa's football ability, which was good. I think he used to be a reserve. I think he made the reserves in Portsmouth once, twice. He was a good player, and unfortunately he didn't get his skills like Owen did. But so yeah, so I was rubbish at football, but I still enjoyed it. Doesn't matter. No, life goes on. I will survive. All that malarkey. It's not something I hate. We will survive. First, I was afraid I was playing phone distance. Who cares? No one cares. And the worst one of all is what's her name? I can't think of her name now. But the man felt like a woman. Oh, time I hear that song, I want to smash up my bloody whatever it's being played on. Oh, it's the worst song. That and My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion. Anything by ABBA. Oh God, it's torture. Nobody needs help. Come on, boss, stop talking and get on with it. Just stop. Oh look, there's someone to talk to. Oh great, the other way. So here we are then. We're in the glorious city that is the Winchester. Have a market out today. That's good actually, because I am on the lookout for a present for my mum and dad. And I do need to go and get a card as well. So that is good. And we just thank the man there. Go and park in this bus. That's really not here. So there you go. This has been your man in the shed on his exciting drive to the former capital of England, that is Winchester. Hope everyone has a good day. I'm sure I will. I'm sure it's going to be a nice busy one. Oh, lovely hand there. Anyway, this has been your man in the shed. See you, pals.